Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a great little painting for you. This is one of my favorite Bob Ross paintings. I forget which season now, 28 or 29. I'm sure we'll figure it out and put it on screen for you. But this is a fun little painting. And if you stick around, we're going to show you how to do it step by step. Let me explain what I've got going on. Today I have an 18 by 24 inch canvas. Obviously you can see I've prepared it a little bit before we got started with some Bob Ross black acrylic gesso, okay? And I just spread that all over the canvas and then I let it dry. It takes about 15 or maybe 20 minutes to dry. This I let dry a little bit longer. Then I put some painter's tape around the edges. Once that was done, I covered it with liquid clear. Now the Bob Ross liquid clear is difficult to see because it's clear, so make sure you don't put too much, all right? Once you've got that on the canvas, then what I did is took some transparent colors and I started with Indian yellow, and then as I worked my way out, we went with some alizarin crimson, and then finally with some Prussian blue on the edges. So I think we're all ready to go, ready to get started on this fun little Bob Ross painting. So before we get started, let's go over the colors that we're going to need besides those. We've got some titanium white, we've got the obviously Prussian blue, we've got some mountain mix, which we're not going to have any mountains in this painting, but I like the mountain mix. It's a really nice dark black color. We've got some alizarin crimson, a little cad yellow, Indian yellow, and then last but not least, we have some bright red. Okay, so we're just gonna take a clean, dry 1-inch brush. We're gonna work it into some of that titanium white. It's not gonna take really a whole lot. So then you come up here to the canvas with just this white, and just like that. How? They're gonna wonder, wait a minute, how did you turn white paint to yellow? Kind of cool. And we're just making these little X strokes, little crisscross strokes. Bob used to joke that that was how his teacher graded his paper. Just went up and down with little X's on it. Now you can see I'm working up into that alizarin crimson, okay? Be careful, you don't want to bring this brush, once it has the crimson in it, you don't want to bring it back down into the yellow. It'll give you a nice orangey color, but that's not what we're going for today. We're just going to keep blending out. And you're going to get this wild looking sky. Don't worry, we'll make it look like something, hopefully. If not, then, well, it doesn't matter because you'll never see this video. But hopefully that's not going to happen. Add maybe just a little more, touch more white. And then we're going to start getting into that Prussian blue. It's a very cold blue color. We're going to set all that aside. I'm going to take a clean, dry 2-inch brush. We're going to start here. We're going to blend this sky together. Okay. We're just going to come little X strokes. All right. Don't be worried too much about all these kind of streaks. We're going to blend that out. All right. So just come along. You start to pick up a little bit of paint, and I am. You just wipe it off on a paper towel. Keep going. And all of a sudden the sky is going to start to come together quite nicely. And you'll see you even have these little streaks of dark area in the sky that look like clouds once you're done. Now you're getting up into this blue. Don't bring the blue. Once you get blue on the brush, don't bring it back down. Or you're going to be in for a shocking green sky. That's not what we're looking to do. Might be cool if you're trying to paint an alien landscape or something, but it's not the look I'm going for today. All right. Horizontal strokes. And bring it all together. Take a step back. Always recommend stepping back every now and then, seeing what you got. blend it together. All right, then excuse me, I'm gonna cut in front of the camera here. We're gonna clean that brush off with our odorless paint thinner. Make sure it's odorless, otherwise you're gonna run yourself out of the house. You're gonna be the most unpopular person in your neighborhood. All right. The other thing, because we have that Bob Ross liquid clear, when you clean your brush, make sure that you get it dry. All right, now, one of the things that I like about this painting that Bob does is it has some stringy clouds in here. This is a very easy way to get a pretty effective sky. I'm gonna add some bright red. That brush, trying to get it somewhat sharp. I don't know if you can see that, but it doesn't have to be perfectly sharp. And then you can just kind of bring a few little stringy clouds. Okay, that'll give your painting this kind of action look to it. Want, you can add a little bit of the Prussian blue. But notice I'm only going to do that far away from that yellow. All right. Take a clean dry. This is a different 2-inch brush. I have several of them going. And then we're just going to kind of blend everything together. Very gentle here. I might have picked up a little bit of blue, so be very careful. That is one hair and some air. Interesting. I like it. All right, so we're going to set that brush to the side now. And now we're going to start to work forward in the painting. And as we do so, we're going to have some trees. So for this step, I'm going to get my number 6 fan brush, load it with some white. I'm going to come up here, get a little bit of blue, maybe a little bit of that mountain mixture just to gray it down. I want a kind of dark-ish color, but I don't want it too dark because these trees are going to be further back in the distance. Okay, so just kind of load them up. Test it and see. That looks about right. I think it does, but we're going to be cautious here as we get started. I'm going to take this, and these are called tap and crash trees. Take a step back and see if it's too light, if that's not what you're going for, then change it. For me, that's a little bit too light. So I'm gonna add some of that mountain mix, darken it, and let's see, hopefully. Yes, much better. That's what I was going for. Okay, so we're gonna put these far, far in the distance. Just reload your brush every so often, and you might get a little different shades. That's okay. This one's even better. It's going to give a nice contrast to that sky. Now, one of the things that sometimes comes up when you're doing these tap and crash trees is you might get a situation where you're making fence posts and your trees look like that. That's definitely not what we want, okay? If that happens, step back and you're like, oh no, what happened? Easy fix. Just bring them all together, just like that. All of a sudden now we've got some happy little trees that are way back in the distance. It gives us this very cold winter effect. Set everything down. Take that same brush that I was using, And now we're going to use it to just kind of mist out the bottom. I just caught myself. Left an open space right here. No worries. Just fix it just like that. That same brush. Get some of the paint off. And once again, you can just mist it out. Now, we want another set of trees, but this one we want closer. And so to make them appear closer in the painting, we're going to need to darken our color. Again, we want to be sure, careful, you don't want it too dark, but you don't want it too light either. Let's see here. I'm going to come right in here, and not quite. It's always easier to darken it up. Just take a little bit of that mountain mix. There we go. That's also why we put that mist in here, because we want these two levels to stand out. Take a step back, see if you like it. I think I want it just a smidgen darker still. There we go. That should stand out much better now. And vary the height. Don't make them all symmetrical there. That would be quite annoying. It's going to bother your eye. Just going to tap and crash up to about right in here. And it's not going to matter too much over here because I know I'm going to have some trees and some other stuff. But if you're one of those completionists, we'll go ahead and put some there as well. All right. Then we repeat our process once again. Just take that blending brush. Tap, tap, all the way through. Okay, and then 2 hairs and some air. Just gonna pull it up. This is half a hair and some air coming across it like that. Be careful. If you do it too much, you're gonna end up creating an effect you're not looking for. You might get a watery effect. And water in the sky, that's kind of bother your eyes. Alrighty, so we'll take a clean dry fan brush, and now I'm adding just titanium white. It's got some dirtiness to it, that's okay, no problem. And we're going to come over here. I'm going to start adding in some snow way up back there. And you can see it's mixing with the underpaint, and so you're going to get this effect from that mixing. It's going to pick up that pink and it's going to look like it's reflecting some of the sky right there. Again, we're going to have trees and some bushes there, so I'm not too terribly worried about that side. Back over here and start to think of the lay of the land. How do you want this to come out? I think I want mine to kind of come out zigzag here, back and forth. Now it's picking up some of that blue, giving it this cold effect. Just kind of soften where it disappears there into the trees and the mist. Just soften that up a little bit. sure it's not, you want these to kind of end horizontally. If it's vertical, it's going to kind of bother your eye just a little bit. You don't want that. There we go. I'm going to take my knife. This is the big palette knife. You can use either the big or the small, it doesn't matter. Take just a little teeny tiny smidgen of paint. And come in here. And this effect is, I think, really what kind of brings this painting together, at least for me. I'm gonna add, looks like there's snow or ice kind of starting to build up there. Closer to us, so I'm trying to purposely make it look a little clearer, if that makes sense. And this is kind of the same effect that we do with the seascape when we're bringing the waves up onto the beach. Take a clean fan brush if you want. You can kind of clean this up a little. You can kind of blend it all together. Again, this is a very soft, I'm barely doing much here. Okay, but it's gonna mix together. Everything's gonna start to look much neater. It's gonna be hard to tell where the land stops and the water begins, and that's kind of what I'm going for. Now, one thing you can do, take my Bob Ross 1-inch brush and very gently, I'm going to pull down some of that and then just brush across, and it'll look like there's reflections. Across it 2 or 3 times, which I just did. If you have to, it's very easy, and that's why I'm not too worried. You can come back in now, and you can kind of add in those water lines again if you want. There. Get yourself some more white. Same principles. Pull it back. I'm kind of cheating it because I'm using that fan brush. Be careful with that, because it does have paint on it. So that was just air. No hairs. Okay. Take a step back from it, see where we're at. I like it, I like it, I like it. Okay, so now, decision time. We've got a couple of trees that we need to put in here. So, I'm going to use, I think Bob originally used his knife, can't remember now, but I'm going to use the filbert brush. And I'm going to just run it through some dark. Okay, and we're going to kind of decide, actually, before we do that, I'm going to put it aside and add something here. I'm going to take This is the 1-inch brush. I'll pull it through those dark colors. Okay, hopefully you can see that. It's mostly blue. I don't really use any green in a winter painting. Load that brush up and I'm going to push it through the paint. Okay? I'm going to come up in here. I'm going to start to put in all these happy little leaves. It's going to do a couple of things. It's going to block in the painting on this side. I'm trying to draw your eye into the middle. This tree is, he's close, but he's not going to be as close as the big ones that I was about to paint. So we're not going to highlight him too much. Put him up again, same process. You're not missing anything. I just set the palette down. Get us another clean 2-inch brush, and I'm starting to run out of brushes here. I have to do some washing in a second. Now this white paint is very firm and dry, so it might not jump off the brush. So we might have to thin it out, but I have a feeling we won't need to. All right. Now, where did I put that other brush? Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna have, originally I think he had 3. So we're just gonna kind of come through here. There it is, this is your bravery test. I don't know, his friend's Bob. That's where Bob lives, right there. One more. He comes right off the canvas there. Set that brush to the side, get our painting knife again, palette knife. And I'm going to pull the color out flat, okay? As flat as we can get it. Little paint, just like we do the mountains. Except, this is not the mountains, obviously, this is a tree, and so we're going to add that bark. Just pull, and you notice I'm curving the blade, I'm curving the knife as I pull, and it'll look like trees or something. All their leaves have fallen off. It's cold out. It is definitely winter. And the nice thing about these trees, when this dries, you can feel it. It's going to feel like bark. It's going to have a nice texture to it. Take a step back, see where you're at. Maybe add a few branches, even though we're not doing any whole lot of leaves and stuff. These guys should have branches. So now I've had my brush and some paint thinner. I'm gonna come up here into that dark blue-black mix. Get a lot of paint. These liner brushes will hold quite a bit of paint. And just kind of start adding little branch indications. And it helps. Got a little bit of a shaky hand. It really does. maybe add a little paint thinner if it's not coming off the brush. Make sure you roll it. You can see there, it's going to come to like a pencil sharp point. And just kind of wiggle and jiggle. But again, be careful, because if you've got a whole bunch of paint thinner, you might get a reaction with that liquid clear. If you start to see that, just get more paint on it. Come back over it, thicken it up. There. We're going to set that brush down. We get that dark, dirty 2-inch brush. We're going to load this bad boy full of paint and come through that dark mixture, add a little bit of blue. But notice I'm going to pull it towards me. I need a lot of paint for this. Okay. Just going to add blue and black, or blue and mountain mixed together. And you should get a rounded corner on that bad boy. Okay, and on your palette, you should see stippling. You see that stippling, kind of like a stucco look? You're good to go. Come up in here, and now we're going to add some happy little bushes right in this area. There we go. All right, put that to the side. I'm going to get my highlight brush. Just going to wipe him off. He's kind of dirty, but that's okay. Now I'm going to add a drop. Okay, that's more than a drop. Oops. That's right. You can dry them off on your paper towel. Just like that. There we go. Pull them through the paint. That white paint, and it's the same effect. You're looking to get so much paint that when you are pulling it towards yourself, you're going to get that stippling. All right. You can see that brush is loaded full of paint. Rounded corner goes up. Come up here, and you're going to think of a clock. So we're going to go 12, 11, 10, 9, 1, 2, 3, kind of like that. And this is a very gentle touch. Come above, that's the other thing I should have said, is I'm coming above where I had that original dark. So a very gentle touch, don't go over it. I don't ever touch the same spot twice, okay? It's very important. What's gonna happen if you do touch it more than once is it's gonna just mush together. We're not looking for that. Here's a little guy here. Down. You can take your knife and the pointer knife, and you can scratch through some of that. You can even go in the opposite direction, kind of come this way, and you'll add all sorts of sticks and twigs. Okay. So now, the moment of truth. I always have trouble with the tape. So let's see if the tape's going to cooperate today or not. And voila! The doubters in the audience, you were wrong. I was successful. So, this is our painting, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And please, if you've got questions or comments, please let me know. This is one of my favorite Bob Ross paintings, and we'll see you next time.